Three, two, one. Are we live? Is we live? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela with another edition of Notes on the News, where I share with you headlines from my news feed and any thoughts, ideas, and perspective that I might want to share about those headlines based on. I look kind of fuzzy or something. Do I look fuzzy to you? Any thoughts, ideas, or perspective that I might want to share on the headline, on the subject matter at large, the story in general, if I read it or skimmed it, or just whatever happens to come up between us or between my ears, between in my head. But it's not news, it's just my notes on the news. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and all of those other good things that you do that are helping us to get to 1,000. We're working on 1,000 charter subscribers. So yay, you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so we're still continuing on our Kwanzaa principle. Habaragani, peace, I see. How are you doing? What's the good news today? What's new and good with you? Personally, in your family, in your community, and in the world, anything exciting or interesting you want to share. Habaragani is the Kwanzaa principle. The question about what's the principle, I think Habaragani means what's the news, what's the good news. So you're freezing. Why are you freezing? What a one. So we have been, we continue our work on the fourth principle of Kwanzaa, which is Ujamaa cooperative economics to build and maintain. 73 degrees is brr. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Please stop the BS now. Yes. Okay. What's up? Wow. Okay. So we're continuing. It's almost July. Yeah, it's been relatively cool here as well. In Detroit. But I'm good. I'm what's wrong, girl? What you jumping for? I'm celebrating. I'm giving thanks. I'm enjoying what is, because we've gotten a few hot days, and it's just like so hot. Then it makes you kind of feel like I'm gonna be wishing for it to be cool. Then when it's real cool, you be like, I was wishing for it to be hot. So I'm trying to like balance it out and just like enjoy the benefits of whatever is going on. So we found out maybe 7 days ago, maybe a week ago, that Endarkment, which is one of the websites that I was pulling the Kwanzaa principles off of, actually does an essay on each of the Kwanzaa principles. So we have been reading paragraph by paragraph through Ujamaa, cooperative economics. So Moreover, so let's just jump right on in. Moreover, Ptah Hotep informs us generosity is a memorial for those who show it long after they have departed. This, of course, is ancient African ethic of care and responsibility, which informs the concepts of generosity and shared social wealth. Such an ethic is expressed in one of the earliest forms of the Book of Coming Forth by Day, which defines the righteous on one level as those who has given bread to the hungry, water to the thirsty, clothes to the naked, and a boat to those without one. 46. In fact, throughout the sacred teachings of ancient Egypt, in particular, and Africa in general, the ethic of care and responsibility is expressed in the concept of shared social wealth. Shared social wealth. And service to the most disadvantaged. So, how can we be of service to the most vulnerable? How can we support those who need support the most? Thank you for the like. I appreciate it. Um, mhm. This, of course, finds its modern philosophical expression in our social thought and struggles as a people around and for social justice. And this struggle is not simply to be generous to the poor and vulnerable, but ultimately to end their poverty and vulnerability so that they too can have a decent, undeprived, and meaningful life. For only in such a context will they be able to pursue the truly human, even, wait a second, hold on. For only in such a context will they be able to pursue the truly human without the limitation imposed by poverty, deprivation, or the debilitating struggle for just life's basic necessities. Mm. It's hard to be just truly human when you're struggling. To share, we laugh and work. I don't know what that is. To share, we laugh. I don't know what that means. I can't figure that out. That's obviously a typo unless I just don't know the word lath. Laugh and work. And then is to share concern, care, and responsibility for a new, more human and fulfilling future. Okay. So generosity, that's kind of the idea of generosity, and just exploring that concept in generosity in terms of, none of us can be truly who we are if we don't have the freedom to be truly who we are. And when you on struggle mode, it's hard to, just be free. So yeah, okay. You're cool. That's good. So that's the end of that one. So tomorrow we go on to the next one. But Habaragani, Ujama. Why am I having such a struggle with this principle? Let me see what it is again. Habaragani. When I say Habaragani, you say Ujama, cooperative economics. When I say Habaragani, you say Ujama. Hey, Rod, how are you doing? Cooperative economics. All right, so let's be generous with one another, and let's be generous with ourselves. I feel like, I feel like that's an important part of generosity, doing what you need to do to take care of yourself. Because if you're not taking good care of yourself, then it's hard for you to be a support to other people. So now we move on to the segment called Yo, what up, though, Buddha? Is that what it's called? Y'all, it's a little fruit fly stalking me. Is it because I'm on my raw cleanse and the fruit fly thinks I'm a piece of fruit or vegetable or something? Why? Why are you stalking me? Leave me alone. I'm not a piece of fruit or vegetable. So let's see what the Buddha is saying today. See if there's any edification to be had from the daily words of the Buddha. Wonderful is it to train the mind, so swiftly moving, seizing whatever it wants. They're attracted to the CO2. Oh, I don't know what it is. Something just seems, oh, maybe I have a smudge on my camera. Is that what it is? It just seems foggy and out of focus. Okay. Wonderful it is to train the mind, so swiftly moving, seizing whatever may be the light. Yeah, maybe the light, because I turned the lights on because I thought it was going to start getting dark. But the other night we were saying how it was 9 o'clock and it was still light, but I was outside. Now I'm inside. Wonderful it is to train the mind, so swiftly moving, seizing whatever it wants. Good it is to have a well trained mind, for a well trained mind brings happiness. They say, well, I like there's this concept that things start in thought and then they move to word and then they move to action. A lot of things, that's like the progression. And so when you're able to train your mind, when you're able to manage your mind, when you're able to deal with what's going on at the level of your thoughts, then you have an opportunity to deal with what's going on at the level of your words and what's going on at the level of your actions. So, there's so much that can go on mentally. It can just move very swiftly. And so, I have experienced beginning the work of disciplining my mind and just kind of slowing down and, not going wherever the mind will take me. What do they call it? A chattering monkey? There's some expression. I think it's chattering monkey, but wonderful it is to train the mind, so swiftly moving, seizing whatever it wants. Good it is to have a well-trained mind, for a well-trained mind brings happiness. Yay! I like that one. Okay, so let's proceed on to the notes on the news from my news feed. If you're just jumping on the stream now, remember that when it goes up, you can always loop back around and see what what you missed, because this is just my way of recording the video. Also, if you are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you have not hit the notifications bell once or twice, or hit it once and see if you get notifications. If not, come out, unsubscribe, resubscribe, hit it twice and see if you get notifications. I don't really know. I've heard varying stories of it, of how it works, this notifications bell. So yeah, hit the notifications bell, subscribe, like, comment, share, all of those other good things. Um, this 4-year-old's art sells for thousands. Oh, I like the work that I saw. I used to have a niece. She was like, when I met her, she was like 3 or 4. I was married into niece. I think she was like 3 or 4 when I met her, and she was always drawing and painting, and she was really very talented. I mean, you could just see it in her work. But look at this baby's work. It's beautiful. Rottweiler, did you change the spelling of your name? I didn't even notice that. Okay. So I like to see, young people who are like talented and exploring their talent and working and developing and growing, and artists. Oh, oops, I'm sorry. Uh, a lot of people think of art as very subjective. I just hit Bella in the head with my phone. I'm sorry, Bella. What one it is subjective. What one person likes, another person doesn't like. No, 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 there is no way I'm paying thousands of money to a 4-year-old. Hey, Max. But what if you didn't know it was a 4-year-old, you just saw the work and liked it? I think one of the best pieces that I've seen is like a watermelon. All of the children, I went into a school. Dang, it was one of my team members' schools. She was a principal there, and like a whole classroom had done water, like pieces like where they drew watermelons, and there was one student. I remember when I first came into school, I'm like, whose work is that? And the teacher was like, or the principal was like, I don't know. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so, hey, the real Aaron Collins, T-Rack. I'm like, oh my God, it's so striking. It's just really like an interesting, interpretation of what I just thought it was really, really fabulous. And after when the children took the art home, I ended up getting that piece. Now I don't know how I ended up getting it, but I'm sure I still have that piece someplace. I don't know if I would pay thousands of dollars for it, but I probably would have. If I had the resources, I would have, because I would have wanted to encourage that young person, because I think that that person had an eye, like the composition, the layout. It was just like it was 20, 50 other pictures on there. Can I see it again, the art? You want to evaluate it? um there were 20, 50 pieces on the wall, and that one stood out to me every time I walk by. I don't, it might have been 10 or 15. Uh-oh, I just saw my screen jump, but I haven't gotten any indication. I'm pulling it up now. Now, I don't think we're able to see the full thing. I mean, oh, it's going into a video mode now. But it's coming off of, I think this is coming off of BBC. And it seems like I've heard this young person's name before. But anyway, I it's very vibrant. And I like, there was like the way that, some of the lines, it like felt like, yeah, vibrant. Like it felt like it was moving, like alive. Yeah. And I like the combination of colors. Um, Okay, fall TV will have more Black representation on screen and behind the camera. I didn't click on the article. It's coming off of moguldom.com. So I don't know, if there are some projects that I need to be, oh, I'm so excited about seeing this or so excited about seeing that. I haven't even had an opportunity to like really make a plan for going forward. My 3-year-old cousin can do better. Well, then pay your 3-year-old cousin thousands of dollars for their artwork to encourage them in their talent and gifts. 3, 4, what? That's the same age, ain't it? So I don't know what's up. I know that I had wanted to see Love Is from a few weeks ago, and I haven't seen one episode yet. So I'm hoping that I'll get an opportunity to catch up on that. Um, so yeah, I don't know what's coming up on fall on TV that you looking forward to seeing. Is there anything exciting that you're watching now? Has anybody seen Love Is? Should I be checking for it, or should I just leave it off my list since I ain't seen it? New Queen Sugar tonight. Yeah, it's a New Queen Sugar tonight. I don't think I'm gonna be able to review it tonight. I might have to catch up on my reviews this weekend. Cause my schedule is just not really permitting it right now. Hey, Ayapa. So yeah, I'm excited about Queen Sugar. I'm especially excited about seeing First Lady May. Is it Lady May? First Lady May on Greenleaf. And I'm excited to see, I guess because of the real life gossip with the child who plays Lady Skanks. I guess when I watch the show Greenleaf, I'm gonna be looking at her. I'm gonna have a little side eye for her, like, oh. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I love Lady May's character. I think she's my favorite. She's like the queen of shade to me. I love her. So I'm looking forward to that. But what else is exciting on the TV? What other shows and movies? XSX was laid to rest today. And did you hear the news about Joe Jackson? I did. I have it on my news feed. Joe Jackson made his transition today. That's all I heard, that he had made his transition. Um, So yeah, if you drop in the comments any Luke Cage season 2 is interesting. Don't have TV. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, yeah, I never saw season 1. I keep meaning to see that, and I haven't seen it yet, of Luke Cage. Simone Sanders rips. Oh, I was gonna say R.I.P. Salute Ayapo. Simone Sanders rips Sarah Sanders' call for civility. We'd still be segregated if not for confrontational civility. Okay. So she's saying y'all want us to just be quiet and take whatever. We not gonna be quiet and take whatever. We have something to say. I heard somebody say on the radio today that part of what's going on is that y'all done canceled the town hall meetings. Like government, you're supposed to be responsive to the people. The people are supposed to be able to talk to you. If I can't talk to you in a professional context and tell you what I think and what I need and what I like and what I don't like, then I'm going to talk to you in the restaurant. I'm going to talk to you in the grocery store. I'm going to talk to you in the gas station. Wherever I see you, I'm going to talk to you and let you know what I think about what's going on. If you don't have a forum for me to talk, then we going to create a forum. How's that? So do not watch TV. You're saying is that a command? I do have Netflix. Oh, anything exciting on Netflix that you're watching? I used to watch Orange is the New Black. I've seen a couple seasons of that show. And I think I watched Mad Men on Netflix, like I think I watched the whole series on Netflix years ago. Um, Anything exciting on Netflix? Okay. Um, hey, stop the BS now. Oh, so I was asking you, is that the Flash and the Arrow? Yeah. Are those like I don't know nothing about the Flash and the Arrow. But Luke Cage, I was checking for him, but not for the Flash or the Arrow. Marvel. Oh. Orange was the new black. Until Zero got elected. Um so yeah, and then I just kind of feel like my favorite show as of late was the Sons of Anarchy. Oh, I've seen a couple few episodes of that. I mean, it was like when I was watching it, it was good. Like it was entertaining. It drew me in, and I was getting it explained to me as I was watching. But it wasn't enough for me to like just, even I liked, I was watching, Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead, and I haven't had a chance to get back to that. And I'm like now probably a season or 2 seasons behind. But that was good. I like that. That's not on Netflix, but okay. Body found on Long Island Beach. My favorite show is Not News Live. Yay! You have great taste. I mean, you just have the best taste, Max Evans. Body found on Long Island Beach, believed to be missing 10-year-old black boy. The spinoff show is Mayans MC is coming soon. I never even heard of Mayans MC, let alone a spinoff. So rest in peace to the child whose body that they found, and peace to the family and the community. If it's the child who has been missing, I know on some level that the family will be grateful to have some sort of some semblance of resolution or peace. But Officials discovered the body of a young black boy in Long Beach, Long Island, and officials are determining whether or not it's the child who disappeared last week after he and his older brother took a swim unsupervised. Does everybody know how to swim? I don't know how to swim. I need to learn to. Hey, Rashida, I need to learn to swim. That's one of my goals. I don't know how to swim, but I want to learn how to, I want to know. So they took a swim unsupervised. They say like here, like in the Detroit River, the undertow is such that it looks cool. I don't know how to swim. Are you scared of the water? I like to get in the ocean. I love to get in the ocean, but I don't know. I don't really technically know how. Like if you know if something were to go down, I would not try. But like the undertow in Detroit is such that like there are certain points where like if you get in the undertow, hey Mary Jane, the undertow would like drag you like 5-10 miles. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to swim either. Yeah, I was watching something the other day that was talking about how we're around water, we're in water. I guess a lot of the earth is water. We need to learn. What do you do at the beach? Look at the water? No, I put my behind in the water. I like to lay on the beach and read and enjoy the sun, but I like to get in the water. I wasn't built to be amphibious. Yeah. I feel like I would like to know how to swim. I wish that I had, I have a little play cousin who her mother, you know how they had those baby swim classes at the Y, doggy paddle. I mean, I know how to move my arms and legs, and I guess theoretically I know how to tread water, but I just don't feel like secure. Like if some stuff were to go down, I don't feel like, oh, I know how to swim. Like I know technically you're supposed to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. There's like a whole stroke, but the coordination thing is like I always end up, or I shouldn't say I always, but it's like for some reason I want to inhale, exhale, then inhale again under it's not, I'm a natural sinker. It's not good. Like I can hold my breath and swim, but how long can you hold your breath? And I guess somebody is like, well, that's good enough. If you can hold your breath and swim, then just hold your breath and then relax and take your time and lift your head up and then inhale. Don't try to get no stroke down. Don't try to be fancy with it. Just inhale and then go back to doing what you've been doing. So I don't know. But I want to learn. I want to know how to swim. I'm not amphibious. I'm only right-handed. Isn't that ambidextrous? So this is the baby medical. So one child is definitely missing. So they think that this might be the child who's missing. Um, they haven't made a positive match. So the boy's name who is missing is Ramel McCray of Hempstead, New York. And he's vanished. He was swimming with his 11-year-old brother unattended at 6 p.m. in the day. No lifeguard on duty at the time. A search formed with members of the National Coast Guard and the NYPD's Aviation Unit and Dive Unit. They searched for 22 hours for the victim before the Coast Guard ended the quest. So, yeah. I don't even know what to say. I hope it ain't too many little 10-year-old black boys floating around in the ocean, unidentified. But again, prayers out to that family and community and just, peace and all of that. June 27th, happy birthday, poet, novelist, playwright Paul Laurence Dunbar. Now, I knew that Paul Laurence Dunbar was a poet, and I was trying to think, do I know any of his poems offhand? Like when I think Paul Laurence Dunbar, I thought poet, but nothing came to mind. Like what poem is he known for? And I certainly didn't know he was a playwright. And what was the other thing they said? Novelist. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. I thought they were gonna have something from. I don't see anything. But happy birthday, Paul Laurence Dunbar. June 27, 2015. Wow. He was a poet? I didn't even know it. I didn't know it. Bree Newsom, 30-year-old black woman, unhooks Confederate flag in South Carolina. So I think that this was kind of like in the aftermath of the murderation of the 12 people at Mother Emanuel Church. So that was already 2015. It's like time really, really flies very quickly, right? Because I think that it was after that that people were like, which was kind of a non sequitur to me. It was kind of confusing. Like the people got killed in the church, and then people were like, "We have to take down the Confederate flags." And I was kind of like, that's like an interesting response. I didn't like, maybe I missed some of the, the chain of thought that connected those two things, but I was kind of confused by that. But because people were like, y'all got to take down the Confederate flags and the Confederate, um, to the little boy who was stabbed in the Bronx. Yes, rest in peace. Hey, family. You talking about the little boy who it was a case of mistaken identity? And even if it was mistaken identity, I mean, even if it was the person you thought it was, is that what we doing? So yeah, rest in peace to all of them. So Bree Newsom climbed up the flagpole and she took the flag down, and the officials were like, "Stop, stop!" And she's like, "The Confederate flag has to go down." Okay, yeah. Now, what I had heard about the little boy in the Bronx, and it never showed up on my news feed, but what I had heard is that um, some girl had had sex with some boy, or I don't know if it was girl and boy, or I don't know, but that they were called themselves getting revenge for that. The person who covered the story, when I heard it, they were like, but she wanted, oh, she had I don't, and they say she wanted to have a train ran on her, and I was kind of like, I don't know, I don't understand. I didn't have enough information about the story, but I'm like, that sounds like, if a little girl is behaving like that, is something wrong. Like the whole situation sounded like distressed and like jacked up to me. So they thought that that was the boy and he wasn't the boy, or the young man. I think they were 16, 17. Um, so yeah, rest in peace to them. So Bree Newsom, I think that I follow her. They weren't connected. They weren't. That we were fighting terrorists, weren't we fighting terrorists? I hope they prosecute the murderers to the fullest extent of the law. Ayafo Demarius Chit Linden. Hey, Sonia sees. We wasn't fighting terrorists. We wasn't fighting for freedom and democracy. What you trying to say? What's this? It's not America. It's America. Okay. So, but anyway, she took the flag down. It was, I guess people thought that it was, just a stellar moment. I think she's one of the people that I follow on Twitter. And I think that on Twitter, I appreciate some of the comments that she makes. Hey, Nikki, how are you? But I'm not sure. I need to double check now that this name is fresh in my head, because sometimes when I see that person tweet, I'm like, is that the same child who climbed up the flagpole and took the flag? I don't know, but that's what I think sometimes. Sup, Nikki? Zimbabwe President M. Nangwa M. Nangagwa says country is safe. Now they think that it was like an assassination attempt on him. There was some bomb or something that was relatively close to him. Elections are going forward, we heard yesterday, but he said the country is safe, no need to worry. That's what he say, the Zimbabwean president. Airstrikes knock out Syrian hospitals. So are they trying to knock out the hospitals? How is the writing coming, Sonia? Oh, are they trying to knock out hospitals? I mean, is that like, why? Hey, love like the sun. Did I say hi? I saw you come in, I thought. Are they trying to knock out hospitals? Please don't forget to hit the like button and then subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't already. Were you able to get the software? And also, I need to go back into it. I got some great stories though. Oh, look at y'all having a whole conversation. And also, I wanted to say that if you're jumping on the stream late, remember that once it uploads, you can loop back around and see the beginning. You don't have to watch the whole thing. You can just watch up to where you joined in. You see how that works? Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Go on and do that. So I don't understand. Like I feel like Is it like a demoralizing of the people? How does it work when you're knocking out hospitals? Are the hospitals accidentally getting knocked out? I mean, I don't know what's going on in Syria? Man found guilty for killing black man 35 years ago for dating white woman. So I'm very confused. They found he killed somebody 35 years ago and they just found him guilty. Did the trial start 35, 34 years ago? Hit the share button. Hit the share button. Did the trial start 30? Did we just start had the trial 2 years? I mean, I don't understand. It seemed like 35 years. That's a long, long time. What a one. What a one. Hmm? That story is coming off of the Grio, but I think it shows up again in my news feed with a slightly different headline, maybe coming off of Atlanta Black Star. Spain, new Wolfpack gang held over Gran Canaria sex attack. Can you say Jim Crow? Yeah, yeah, I can. Jim Crow. That's what it is. I didn't like click the article. I don't know what the like how the time like 35 how I'm just curious as to how it unfolded. So maybe I will click it. But um reports say racism. Reports said the group had dubbed themselves New Wolfpack after a notorious gang attack on a young woman that shocked Spain. So I guess that they thought that that was like exciting, like, oh, this group of people is out here gang raping people. That's what I aspire to do. That's what I want to be. We're the new Wolfpack. Justice for them moves at a snail's pace. We get judged and sentenced and executed on the street many times. That's right. Um, and then tried in their court of public opinion afterward. Well, I mean, he had on blue pants. What did you expect the cop to do? You can't let people just walk around with blue pants without killing them. No, I didn't even know about the Haitian immigrants trying to get into Mexico. Exactly. I'm not surprised. Aaron, I don't know anything. I had that story that I haven't seen that story come across my news feed. And I haven't I'm not familiar with it. So you can any if you want to share some information about it, please do. Um, According to Spanish media, the group had dubbed themselves while in detention as La Nueva Mandata, New Wolfpack, directly linking their actions. He smoked a joint one time 12 years ago, so he deserved what he got. Right. Um, Directly linking their actions to the earlier case that took place July 2016. Severely on code. Um, Did somebody write a book on code or something? I feel like I saw somebody reference because I'm like, y'all be talking about the code. I don't know the code. Didn't somebody write a book I need to read to learn about the code? I need to add it to my list. Okay, so I don't know what people are looking up to and aspiring to when they're like, oh, they're we need to get on code. Maybe if it was, I might entertain the idea. What is the code? Delineate the parameters of the code. Mhm. Um, like what are we aspiring to? Like we're not aspiring to like honor and justice and truth and dignity. Like who are we looking to as our role models and who are we looking up to and who are we modeling ourselves after? The wolf pack? No, that's awful. The North African Arabs are kicking out the black African migrants and leaving them in the Niger desert border. Wow. Moving as one like they do. Now, I don't have that experience. Maybe I'm just not able to perceive it or see it. But I don't see, maybe the 1%, in some sense may move as a monolith, but I don't see that as a universal thing. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's so hard to get, yourself to move as one. But, maybe I'm just like not mature or sophisticated enough to perceive it. I don't know. Um, or just bought into the brainwashing. I don't know. Minneapolis police to concede community's request to release body cam video of fatal shooting of black man. Now, I don't understand. I mean, I do understand because I know that even though theoretically they're supposed to be, we need self-respect and trust. Even though theoretically police officers are supposed to be public servants, I don't believe that. I just feel like they may be servants of, the 1%, but I don't think they're public servants. I don't think they're here for the people, and they're certainly not here for black people. And they're, 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, it seemed like their main agenda is to try to keep black people terrorized and, in line, and, just harass us. That's how it feels, and that's what it appears to be to me. But then I just kind of feel like no video released of that white woman killed by the Somali officer. LOL. You okay, you almost there on code. um yeah, whatever happened with that Somali man and the but but I just kind of feel like, okay, so I get, yeah, and that's that double consciousness thing. But okay, so you're supposed to be a public servant, so like, your actions and stuff, you're supposed to be accountable to the public. And then, we have video of you doing whatever, and you're not gonna release the video, and we got to fight with you to, like, I don't want to, like, it's just like, it seems like so much obvious BS. Like, if it's supposed to be about what you say it's supposed to be about, then what is the issue? Be accountable. Like, what is the issue? Are all covered by the Trump administration. Shoot, there have been attacks against us before Zero got in. This country is built on, attack, attack the black, attack the black, make money on the black, exploit the black, Um, so yeah. Dang. Okay, so I guess while I'm waiting, I done came out of my thing again. So while I'm waiting, go ahead and Habaragani, Ujima Cooperative Economics. I think I remembered it on the day when we about to turn over to a new one. It's something about Ujama. Oh, it's Ujama Cooperative Economics. And then Ujima is collective work and responsibility. It's something about those two that I get very no persecution now. Um Yeah, I get them confused. Okay, so let's catch up. So they concede to the community's request to release the body cam. I don't know why anybody got to request anything. Y'all supposed to, they on code so hard they aren't even bothering to try to hide it anymore. They're just out there with it. Former NAACP chief Ben Jealous wins Democratic primary in Maryland and bid for governor's seat. So I put that in the category of in news about people I went to school with. Yeah. So he was the former NAACP head of the NAACP, and now he's running for governor in Maryland. So I think I heard him on the radio today talking. He said, "I'm not running to the left. I'm not running to the right. I'm running to the people." I'm like, he sounded like a politician. That was, and I saw it coming before he said he run it to the people. I knew where he was gonna go with it, but it's he talked pretty. It sound good. Talk that talk. Maryland in the chat. Oh, so what do you think of Ben Jealous? Are you excited about it? They know they will not be persecuted. They know they will not be prosecuted. Yeah. Yeah. Baltimore state attorney, oh wait, hold on one second. South Carolina woman attacks black teen she claimed didn't belong at neighborhood pool, then bites the cop who came to arrest her. We haven't heard pretty in decades. We haven't heard pretty in decades. How can he win and still be jealous? And he been jealous. Being jealous ain't nothing new to him. He been jealous. Yeah, persecuted and prosecuted, to me. I mean, they not the same, but both of them, they need to be persecuted and prosecuted. So the teens were at the pool, and she felt they didn't belong at the pool based on what? Because they were black or brown. And then when the cops came and to arrest her, she bit the cops. Now, this headline is this coming off of Atlanta Black Star. It's not saying she dead. It's not saying they shot her. It's not saying they body slammed her. It's just saying that she bit them. So I suspect that she's white, but I don't know. I haven't looked at the story. It's just a theory. It's just a theory based on how she was treated. Swimming pool Sandy. Swimming pool Sandy, barbecue Becky, and what was the other child? The water girl, poolside Patty. Oh, poolside Patty, that's a good one. Um, what was the other child with the marijuana dispensary who we supposed to be feeling sorry for now? We don't feel nothing. I've heard of taking a bite out of crime, but not the other way around. Permit Patty. Oh, Permit Patty. Right. You have a permit to sell that water? Baltimore State Attorney Marilyn Mosby wins another term despite fallout from Freddie Gray case. So she kind of ran on a platform, I think, of being a prosecutor, not a persecutor, a prosecutor that would, sort of be an advocate for truth and justice, and truth and justice applied to black people as well as white people, not just the white people, but to the black people as well. And some people, I think, were really, really upset about that. But hey, you gotta eat. Beachfront Bertha. No, Bert, yeah. Okay. So Marilyn Mosby won again. As far as I know, I got some hand claps for Marilyn Mosby because I feel like she's, she for the people and she's for truth and justice from what I've seen and what I know. Baked baby in the car, Corrine. Drones drones to battle Colombian cocaine crop. So these drones fly overhead, and when they see a cocaine crop, they drop pesticides on it to kill it. That's what the article said. It made me really start thinking about food security until I get more info. Right. But until proven otherwise. It made me really think a lot about food security, and like you could be growing your food and have your food out here, and they could just, like, because you want to be able to be self-sufficient and be able to feed yourself and your family and your community, and then they could just send their computers to drop skit on your crops. School shooter Sean. So it just kind of got me thinking about food security, and how to be food secure. I mean, this was about cocaine. I'm not really, into to the cocaine, but I guess I feel like I don't necessarily appreciate somebody, messing with anybody's crops. I don't know why. It's just on sexual predator Susie. Um, Okay. Lawsuits allege racial profiling in Portland area businesses. So Portland, Maine, I guess people are saying that they're having some issues in Portland, Maine. It's probably not very many black people in Portland, Maine. I don't know much about Portland. Do you know anything about Portland? I guess the some of the black people who are there feel like they having an issue. That's coming off of the Griot if you want to read more about it. Munchausen by proxy, Paula. um, I can't get comfortable. I don't know what it is. Death toll more than 200 in central Nigeria, weekend clashes. So I don't know if this is like an update to what we've already been talking about in Nigeria, but just, again, prayers out to the people who Oregon banned blacks. Oh. But that's not Portland. Portland is in Oregon, not Maine. Duh. Did I say Portland, Maine? Is it Portland, Oregon? I don't know. Okay. Did Oregon ban blacks? I used to play a game called the Oregon Trail. I was on the travel to Oregon and they had banned me. That's probably why I never got there. I did get there sometime in the game years ago. Both. Oh, okay. Um, that doesn't surprise me about Portland. So prayers out to the folks in Nigeria and folks all over the world who have lost their life and are losing their lives as we speak. Just, serenity and peace and to all of us, in our families and communities. Portland is very racist. Okay. I don't know much. I don't, yeah. OPCW Chemical Watchdog gains power to assign blame. Now, one thing that was interesting to me about this, first I was like, assign blame. So if you assign blame, like, what does it mean? I blame you. And then what happens? And so is Boston. So I was kind of like, so what? You have the power to assign blame. And then I'm like, and where did you get the power to assign blame? And so in the article, they gave themselves the power to assign blame. I remember when I was at my student government association at when I was in college, and I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't called censuring, but the student government we know it's very white, which equals very racist. Um, the Student Government Association would like censure people, like make statements saying that they disapproved of people or whatever. And they got on my nerves so much with that. I was just so tired of that. This is not a solution to our problems, but something about code. I missed it, Sonia. Sorry. I got so tired of it. So I feel like, so you gave me the power to assign blame. I don't know. Maybe there's like some chain, like once we gain the power, once we assign blame, then we can, maybe there's something. Oh, oh, it's not even a weekend to my cleanse. And I think I'm feeling something like, I think I noticed yesterday or the day before, I'm feeling something like sinusy or something going on. Maybe I need to go to the salt room and try to like, clear my system, to the next level. Seattle claims to be so hip. Uh, but we're not on code, so the suffering continues. I don't know if I have an allergy. Maybe I do have an allergy and I just don't know it. I've never known myself to be allergic. But shoot, maybe it's something in here. No, I think I noticed it upstairs too. I don't know. I think it's something having to do with my cleanse, but I don't know. That's just like I have a theory that what's that green celery? I have a theory that celery gives me a headache. Very racialicious, racialicious out there. I have a theory that celery gives me headaches. Now I haven't had any celery yet, and I really don't want to buy a whole thing of celery because I think it's going to give me a headache. But I really want to try some now, that my system is a little cleared out, and see if I get a headache. And I have a theory that this is from my cleanse, but I don't know. Maybe I'm allergic. Shocking video shows moment half naked teen sprints onto active runway at Atlanta airport. Oh, I didn't realize it was a teen when I read the headline. So the child sprinted onto the runway half naked. How they get on the runway? I remember when a company I worked for got a contract at the airport, and we were going to have, right, I can't say racialist, I can't say it once. Once slow, it'll complete your cleanse in one day. Which half? Make celery juice and drink it on an empty stomach. Oh, celery juice? Can I make the juice by putting celery in my mouth and chewing like this? That's a cry for help. If you get a headache after eating clean organic veggies, you might be feeling the effects of a moderate die-off of parasites. So I don't get it from any other vegetable, but no, that's not juice. That's the juice. This is my juice. This is macerator. These are my macerators, my teeth. Racialist. Racialist. Oh, I thought it was another syllable in there. Racialist. No, it was like bootylicious, racialicious. I thought that's what she was saying. Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, 28, won over a 10-term corporate Democrat. LOL. Yeah. I didn't have that on my news feed, but I did hear about that. Half naked teen sprints into active. I was gonna say when I worked for that company and we had to. Never mind, girl. I just can't follow it. Racialist. Racialicious. Never mind, girl. No, don't give up on me. I'm trying. Oh, don't give up. Um, we had that contract and we were going to be people were going to be working there. I had to go and get, because I was back and forth and dealing with people, I had to go and get like clearance, like security clearance at the airport in order to be able to go back and forth and go into certain secured areas or whatever. And juicing is sometimes a little bit better than juicing with teeth. I understand. But why just celery? Why not other things? Because I eat other, but I don't know. I'm gonna try. I had said next week I was gonna try once, I had more stuff out of my system in moderate die off. Yeah. Okay, I might have to come back and read this feed to process some stuff. Um But I said I was just gonna eat some celery after, because I really, it's more powerful than assumed. Yeah, I really like celery, especially in a salad. I like celery. And I used to do a lot of my little version of the Creole dish. I can't even think of what it was. I used to love meat. Ooh, ooh, I used to love that. But with celery and onions and pepper, it's a superfood, is it? Yes, celery. That's my theory. I'm gonna see next week. I'll let you know. Immediate die off. So I don't know how the child. So I had to go through all of this stuff in order to be able to get into certain areas. When did you become a rabbit? Last Thursday, I became a rabbit. I'm just eating raw foods until from the 21st to the 12th, I think it is. Celery helps to build hydrochloric acid in the stomach, helping to digest food throughout the body. Oh. But what is this thing about celery being a diuretic? Does that have anything to do with me maybe getting a headache? That's what I was thinking. Is celery a diuretic? Did I read that? It's great at hydrating, has natural salts. Oh, I used to love to put celery when I used to juice. I used to like to use celery in my version of V8 because it kind of gave that, the salty effect that I liked. Um, and I don't know if that would give me a headache then too. And pure cranberry juice is super great to break down uric acid. Okay, so I don't know how I had to go through so much stuff just to go through certain doors at the airport. I don't know how the child got on the runway half naked. I don't know what was going on, why they were running toward the plane. So prayers out to the child. I don't know who they are and what's going on. And y'all know that Atlanta isn't that the most active airport in the world? You don't need to be on the runway. It's dangerous. I'm getting a headache to you just listening to you talk about celery. Enough about that damn celery. Celery, celery, celery. We love celery. I like my celery with a little salt. Some people like to put peanut butter on their celery, but I just can't mentally get there. Do you like peanut butter on your celery? I like celery with a little tomatoes, and I love celery. Celery, 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 celery. DOJ demands Disney sell 22 regional sports channels in Fox acquisition. So again, more consolidation of media. So I don't know, I guess the selling off is supposed to make you half think running into plane. Come on, that's something defiant. Ouch. They were on the runway. The child was on the active runway at Atlanta Airport. So I don't know, I feel like sell some stuff off, you acquiring some Fox stuff is still the consolidation of media. It's still a control of who is dispersing information and who is controlling what we see and what we hear and what information we get. And it's getting more and more and more and more concentrated. So I don't care. I don't really know what the details are and what's going on, but I just assume that it's part of the trend. I don't think that this is anything that's bucking the trend, but I don't know. Joe Jackson dies of cancer at 89. So rest in peace to Joe Jackson. I heard somebody running into the plane, something deviant. I thought the USA had antitrust laws. All this media merger is bad. I I heard somebody saying, Joe Jackson, who's the daddy of Michael Jackson, who has already made his transition. Janet Jackson, Latoya Jackson, Rebe, is it Rebe Jackson? Um, like a Centipede, didn't she do Centipede? Um, there's some other Jacksons, Jermaine Jackson, the Jackson Five. Some of them people, all of them people were in it or not. He was the daddy who was abusive. And somebody said, I heard him saying that when he not gonna be let into heaven. That Michael gonna be like, let him wait, let him knock on the door. Hello, can anybody hear me? Miss Jackson, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty, you talking about Janet. So he's made his transition. Jermaine actually had huge hits. I don't know if I remember any of Jermaine's hits. But I know that, I just feel like he really does have a legacy. Um, right, they would have been shot on sight. Wow, that's deep. I hadn't really thought about that. So I don't know. Um, the story is coming off of Atlanta Black Star. So that makes me think that the child might have been black or brown, but I don't know. Maybe one of us will hit the story and let us know. Um, so rest in peace to Joe Jackson. I was listening to Janet Jackson talk today, and what's very confusing to me is how Michael and Janet Jackson, and I just want to think that like that. Why do they talk like that? I mean, I don't know if that has anything to do with their daddy who's made his passing, but well, I didn't understand it. Jermaine had 3 hits in the 80s, and ain't nobody still said the name of the oh, these are the names. Daddy's Home, I Found That Girl, Let's Get Serious. Oh, Let's Get Serious. No, that's not him. I don't know this man. I don't know his songs. I don't know this music. I might Google him. How so, Max Evans? Here in a dark place. Okay. So he's made his transition. I think that he had quite a legacy. I guess some of the legacy, it seems, is not the most positive and productive, in terms of his specific relationship with his children. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I just feel like everybody's doing the best that they can. And so I'm not necessarily mad at him. I just pray for his soul and for his soul to continue to evolve and elevate. So that's how I feel about it. Um, DC official blasts police for stopping and frisking black men. Good. How to survive if you're trapped in a cave. How do you survive if you're trapped in a cave? This is about those little kids, the footballers who are trapped in the cave, and how do you survive if you're trapped in a cave? The survivalists let us know. Do what you do, and when the rain begins to fall with Pia Zadora. I don't know those songs, or based on those titles, it's not bringing anything up for me. So maybe it wasn't my type of music. If I'm trapped in a cave, I'll call 911. Bump. But what if you can't call 911? That's what we talking about. Um. Oh, student awarded. Oh, ask a Neanderthal. Do you know any Neanderthals? I'm just saying, with the way the police deal with us, Max, right? We are in a dark place. It's called America. Plenty, plenty. Then ask them. What's the best way to survive in a cave? We spoke to cavers, who emphasize the need to stay warm, keep hydrated, and stay out of danger when trapped underground. How you stay out of danger? That seems like a weird thing. When you're trapped underground, get above ground. Like, stay out of danger. I'm not trying to get in danger. Um, the first thing to do is to make sure that you're not in any immediate danger. Oh, rockfall poses a risk, but the major worry is flooding. You'll want to seek the highest point in the cave. His advice is to try to guess where water has risen to in previous floods. There's a number of ways to determine the point. Look for mud, leaves, wet slime on the walls. You want to check what supplies you have with you. Hey, Waffle and Chewy Nanas. Long time no see. Keep warm. The first risk is hypothermia. Wring out your clothes to keep them dry. Huddle together for warmth. Um, Anything else? Oh, after warmth, the next major concern is water. Waff. Hey, Waff. Even if the water is dirty, keep yourself hydrated, but beware of dirty water in the cave. Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. I don't know. I might know that one. I can't really quite fully bring it. It's a balancing act. Diarrhea and vomiting would make dehydration a bigger problem ever. Most cave waters are reasonably drinkable. It might cause upset tummies, though. Look around the cave. Little drips and inlets may have fresher water. But long-term food will be the problem. So first you got to get warm, then you got to get water, then you got to worry about food. Um, if you have food, make sure not to eat it all at once. Just eat a little bit at a time. Air, oxygen is also a factor. Mental strain. Keeping calm in the dark can be difficult. Just breathe deeply and try to relax. Oh, remember that movie you did for movie night, Ayapo, with the people and the person who was in the coffin? The terrorists were trying to get him or something. I forgot what happened. I didn't because I wasn't really watching. But I gather. Rest in peace to Mr. Jackson. Hey, Dark Void. Buried. Um, it's mentally very taxing being in the dark. Experienced cavers will have hundreds of hours of light with them. Wow, it's very taxing being in the dark. That's interesting. Okay. So nowhere in that, yeah, so just this may save your life someday. Right, rest in peace, Joe Jackson. Student awarded 4-year MC Light scholarship. So MC Light, remember that? I am the light. As a rock, MC Light. I am the light. I am, dang. I used to know it. I probably didn't used to know it, but when she sang it, I could probably, well, when she rapped, I could probably do like this. I think I had an MC Light, but MC Light, y'all know, and she still does like DJing and like she hosts award shows and stuff. She's still around. Ain't nobody living in no goddamn caves around here. No gosh darn caves around here. Student awarded 4-year MC Light scholarship becomes first black woman for the third time. Why am I in a cave in the first place? Oh, I didn't see it the first and second time, so I'm glad you said it the third time. Does the basement qualify as a cave? I'm just thinking like survivalists. Like, what if something happened and like we living in like the parable of the sower times and the parable of talent times, and we're like out on the road and we might have to like hide in the cave and then we get trapped in the cave and we have to know how to survive. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I don't even know if I've ever have I. It seemed like they had caves in Tennessee or something. MC more filling, MC Light. No, more filling. MC, I promise you, if I pull out that some of them MC Light songs, I think she was pretty talented. I think her music was pretty good. Just don't go in the caves. What if you're seeking refuge or you're running away from the people? Who will survive in America? Oh, look at the little cutie who got the. Okay, so this woman, she's the first student awarded 4-year MC Light scholarship, becomes first black woman to earn degree in astrophysics from UW. A little bit. I probably remember her more because I had like an MC Light CD or album or whatever. Roughneck. Hey, I don't know if I had that on my. What was that one? In astrophysics from UW. Isn't she cute? I don't know that you. She said she also has dreams of launching her own hair care and beauty brand. So let's give some claps for Biona Short. We're going to give her 30. Yeah, 33. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Iona Short. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 times 33. I believe we'll survive because we've been through is worse than those people, and yet we're still here. Wow. Oh, gotta get a roughneck. Oh, dang, no, that's not. But I do kind of remember that. Shoot, 89 was the year. Early 30s. Here, you don't know nothing about no MC Light. But she doesn't, isn't her voice like on the announcer for like one of the award shows? She might work for BET or something. It seemed like you still see her around, but you just might not even know who she is. She's had dreams of traveling among the stars ever since she was a little girl, growing up on the south side of Chicago. She's that much closer to her goal of exploring the planets, stars, and everything in between. MC, oh yeah, I saw that MC Light just got BET Awards. She just got married. Um I'm very happy. I'm honored to have done this. Okay, so congratulations, girl. Go on. And you be the sell the hair care line, the what star hair care lines. Roughneck. Eyes are the soul to a man. I visit the astral plane every day with no PhD. Light. Eyes are the soul. I don't remember that either. I have to look and see. I have to try to figure out what album I had because I'm sure if I start seeing the songs, I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that. But none of the ones that you like, I don't think Roughneck was on. I am light as a rock was on that one. That's so I definitely so whatever else is on that album, I probably know them almost by heart. W. Neil deGrasse Tyson is an astrophysicist. She on Dish Nation. Oh, is she? MC Light? Prince Estate lands WWPS. What would Prince sing? Prince Estate hands over 35 catalog albums to Sony Music. Who did McLight marry? Some guy. Um, so I think at first I was like, wow, we're about to get 35, we gonna get 35 new albums from Prince of songs that we haven't heard. But a lot of stuff they talk about releasing, we've already heard. So I'm not really clear what's going on. I want to know about Prince's vault. That's what I want to know about. Right, DeBrat is on Dish Nation. DeBrat and MC Light have totally different vibrations. Some guy. I know, I don't know who he is, but I did hear something about him. I don't know. Cuz I I was surprised she was marrying a man. I stopped profiting off of Prince's death. Prince is dead. What does he care? I want to hear the music in the vault. I'm curious. So anyway, that's just me. Tyler Perry sides with Monique in secret phone conversation release. That Monique know that she don't tell Monique nothing, no secrets. If you don't want that skit to be public, do not tell Monique. What? Excuse me? He does care. Prince is very upset. Or should I say the artist formerly in the body of Prince. Uh why were you surprised? I don't know. I just always I didn't think I don't know. She has a very deep voice. That's like that's like stereotypical. You can't really judge people by, and I don't know what somebody's heart is. I don't know what somebody's desires are, but I just she's very sharp and pulled together. I don't know, you know. So don't tell Monique most musicians have less music after they die. They immediately start decomposing. Tyler need to write Monique a $250,000 check like he did for Osteen. And in her little thing, she like, this sister's out here. It was something she was like, Madea would be like, this sister and her family is out here starving, and it was she's kind of intense. I'm not sure what her end game is. Yo stayed out of the spotlight. We're having two different conversations, at least two, because I'm probably having two or three just with so it's probably at least two. um okay, so yeah, don't tell Monique nothing, because remember, those who followed the Queen's Court, remember, she was the one that was live streaming the mess and the drama. If not for Monique, we might have never know. Not that we care, but I'm just saying, her discretion is not her strength. She is a whistleblower, and even if you think something is a secret now, it ain't gonna be secret for long. And I guess she's been recording conversations and stuff and keeping them to release them later as evidence to support what she's saying. 1983 lynching case of black man finally nears an end as accusers are tried. So this is coming off of Atlanta Black Star. So we talked about, I think this is the same story we talked about earlier, we were saying 35 years later. So it's coming off of Atlanta Black Star and the Grio. So I haven't looked at it. She was the catalyst. I couldn't catch that. So when they start chasing non-black women, you know the money gets tied up. She comes from the school of CYOA. Cover your own behind. Yeah, I because you take your eyes off the prize, then the enemy swoops in. Yeah, I'm processing Miss Monique with the Queen's Court. She was the catalyst. She was the catalyst. She was the catalyst. Yep. There is no statute of limitations on murder or arson. Okay. So I don't know. I might read the article. I didn't get a chance to read it yet. Japanese spacecraft Hayabusa 2 has reached its asteroid target. I never really think about, I guess we know that the Russians have cosmonauts, but I don't know. It's like, oh, Japan has people out in space too. I never really think of better not to do any more ISIS videos though. I don't know nothing about her ISIS videos. um, I never think about other countries. I never think about other countries having, space programs or whatever so much. So I was kind of like, oh, Japan, okay. Bahama Breeze manager who called police on black sorority members loses job. So yeah, y'all know I believe that this is like a networking. This is like they're jumping in, like you can get, in order to join our white supremacist gang or our white supremacist group, you gotta do some skit, and then we'll take care of you for life. That's how I think it works, but I don't know. But I don't know. Good. That's what I thought at first. I was like good, but then I'm kind of like, mm. Flamingo that escaped the zoo. Did y'all see George Zimmerman? I saw like a clip on him on the news. His ass is crazy. I mean, which we already knew, but it's like every time I see him, I try not to look at him, but it's like every time I see him, he's a mess. Yeah. Uh-uh. Flamingo that escaped a zoo in 2005 was spotted in Texas. So they had this some kind of tracking on this flamingo, and I don't know why, but I'm just so happy that the flamingo escaped the zoo. And I'm glad that it's in Texas. I hope that they don't catch it and that it gets to live free. And I wish that it didn't have the daggone tracking information on it. But the good thing about the tracking information is that we know it escaped in 2005. So this is what, 13 years later, and it's still free. So I'm like, run, flamingo, be free, fly, or you know what I mean? I don't, yeah, I'm happy for the flamingo. This judge um has no bullets in the head. I think it's amazing too. I think it's very amazing. This judge was the runner up to Neil Gorsuch when Trump made his first Supreme Court pick. Now he could get his turn because y'all heard that Kennedy was resigning. And it was like just the other day I was talking about Kennedy because somebody was like in an article like Kennedy takes a dig at Trump, but he was still part of the majority. Like, I feel like, dig what? Like, who cares? Like, I feel like if you're doing what I want you to do, I don't, all of that little shady stuff, I don't care. He want, that's because he's being haunted for murdering Trayvon Martin and he can't get any peace. He need a piece of something in his head. Give him peace that way. Um, yeah, but he look. I suspect he's probably evil and crazy looking anyway. He doesn't need any peace. He need a piece of metal in his head, or two, or 10. Is that wrong to say? I didn't say that. Okay. Um, okay, a razor company released what it says is the first ad to show body hair on women, and people are here for it. You know what's very confusing to me, and maybe it's because of the way that I grow up. Haitians may have put a spell on him. I put a spell on you. The way I grew up in Detroit is women had hair on their legs, and when I went to New York, it was like, oh my God, she has hair on her legs. She's like the devil, and it was like a whole big deal and like a big production. And I was used to. I already told y'all this, that I'd go places with my mother and people be like, oh, your men, oh, your legs is pretty. He was one of the only people that I can think of. An actual party. All right, well, I'm coming to the party. um yeah. I would, yeah, I have a whole, that's a whole different. So this whole like, idea of grown women, like it's like when women and men go through puberty, they get hair. So this idea that women are supposed to be hairless in certain ways is weird to me because it's sort of like, is this like pedophilia? Are you trying to like replicate like a pre-pubescent girl? Like I don't understand it. I never, and it's so much hostility and like it's just like it's what was it, something? Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. I mean, when I was a kid, there was like Nair, she wears short shorts. I remember the commercials, but it just seemed totally separate from like, my world. I mean, I think I wanted to shave just because it was like something that growner people did and it was like an adventure. But why were they all up in your legs and my mama's legs? That's exactly what it is, pedophilia. So, in France they think it's sexy. Yeah. I mean, I guess cultures have different, value systems, but I just don't understand the shaming of people for being how God created them to be. Like yeah, I'm not I yeah. So anyway, this company has an ad with a woman with body hair and it's like, "Oh my gosh, like there's never been one before. It's the first one." That just seems very strange to me. But I don't. Yeah. Oh, we talked about Joe Jackson. Rest in peace. Speaking of Haiti, Miss Sonia sees. Yeah. Former Haitian, and when I was also. Oh, I'm gonna save this story for another time. Plus it's 1:16. I gotta go. Former Haitian leader Hen Henri Nafi dead at 85. If the hair is growing, it's supposed to grow. What is the problem? I don't. You asking the wrong person. I really don't know. Um, so I don't. This is coming off of Creolicious, which I told you is like a Haitian blog that I follow. So I have no idea who this former Haitian leader is, Henri Nafi, but he's dead at 85. So I guess rest in peace. And that's all I know. This is coming off of Creolicious. So if you want to follow up or look him up or get more information, you know. Nope, none, waff. Okay, Google. Um, Google hopes to quell internal fighting with new rules. So I guess the people can't have a conversation at Google, and they just fighting, and it's getting real tense, and people are getting stressed out. So they trying to have some new rules so the people can have conversations. I don't know if it's conversations about. I don't know what they getting like. Who gets upset at work? Don't grow hair there either, Sonia. Um, New Zealand man shot after flying. Oh, we might be. Oh, we what? Oh, we flew back around. I didn't have my little code here on code time. I've looped. So we already talked about the New Zealand man who was shot after flying to the U.S. to attack a teenager. A few years ago, it was voted the number one place to work. Google. Oh, okay. Well, y'all didn't know. Um, yes, Google. Hmm. I wonder based on what criteria, and I wonder for whom. For young white men, or just yeah, I'm just curious. Google has long enough encouraged staff to share ideas with each other, but that's becoming toxic enough that the company is taking steps to rein things in. So we can't share ideas without it being toxic. The Wall Street Journal has learned that Google has instituted new rules disciplining employees who attack colleagues, discriminate against them, or participate in discussions that are disruptive to a productive work environment. In other words, it's hoping to rein in the sort of chats and discussions that led to James Damore's anti-diversity memo. Oh, I heard about that. His firing and the subsequent lawsuits. The rules are reportedly vague. Environment, perks, healthcare, work schedule, the whole nine. Yeah. Yeah. But it's something. I mean, I guess I feel like in all of the different places that I've worked, um, and I think that's just like with relationships too. I feel like there's something to be said for like peace and tranquility and like like I feel like I have been at some places where there were some good perks. I have been in some relationships where on the surface it seemed like there were some good perks, but if the skit is not what's all of that? You leaving? If it's like, if I got $1 million and I'm miserable, if you paying me $1 million and I'm miserable, it's not enough money. You can't pay me enough. So I don't know what kind of environment it is. I've never, worked there. But all right, so that's basically it. Soon everyone is going to be working from home only except for food and transportation services. They could send those by drone. Google are just showing their true evil self, right? That's what I think. Because I feel like you can dress a pig up, but it's still a pig. That's not true about postal workers. That term started when the Pale shot up the postal facility in the 70s. Going postal. Did we say that today? Habaragani. And we talked about in the context of Ujima. I just couldn't take that skit no more. We talked about Ujima, cooperative economics. Oh, there was a particular theme. Oh, service in the context of cooperative economics. Was that the theme? I can't even remember now. It was so clear when I finished. Oink, oink, oink. Right. So yeah, that's it. I thought that was the 90s. Was it the 70s or the 90s? I don't remember. Hey, Handy. Oh, hey, Handy Fanwith. Did you come in? All right. Thank you, everybody, for the likes. Again, if you just came in, now, or came in the middle of the stream, remember, once it uploads, you can come back in and watch to where you picked up. If you are not a subscriber, go on ahead and subscribe. What you waiting for? I know y'all are subscribed, but for the people who are waiting, don't wait. Today is the day. Like all of that other good stuff. Well, all right. So it's on purpose that we're all here together. You are blessed and a blessing. Ooh. And this is the card for today. From this deck is called The Universe. The Universe Has My Back. The Universe Got My Back. Thank you, Ayapo. There is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. There is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. I like the colors. And the wash is like a watercolor wash. Okay. Oh, no, the whole deck isn't watercolory, but a lot of the images are. So that's what I got. So we're doing the wind down. It's cute. Yeah, I like it. So what you looking forward to? What you excited about? July 14th in Michigan, there's going to be a meetup at the Jim Crow Museum, followed by food at in Grand Rapids. We're going to figure out the restaurant soon, soon, soon. Authentic truth is not sexy. Only fake truth is sexy. Or authentic truth is like ugly. What you mean? What you trying to say? I believe that there is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. I'm looking forward to creating some new work. Yay. LOL, why not? And I'm looking forward to dang you. Oh, my on the 20 did I say when does my cleanse end? Whenever my cleanse ends. Is it the 12th? I think it's the 12th. The 12th, July 12th. I'm looking forward to my cleanse ending. It's not sexy, but should be sexy. LOL, why not? Okay. So you don't have to go. You don't have to go from YouTube, but we about to come to the DMV, any? No, not in years. I used to when I was in New York, I used to get to DC to Howard, pretty frequently. Well, at the beginning, I had a friend who was at Howard, so I would go back and forth. In Virginia, I have is Norfolk considered part of the DMV? I have family there. I need to go visit. Um, so that's what we got. Today is the best day ever. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here because the stream is about to be over shortly. But you loved and you appreciated and you valued. I'm really, really glad that you came and you hung out and you made the stream just so much better than it would have been without you, without your voice and your contributions. Hey, Captain PYT. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you. Bye. Bye. So it's time for, oh, I probably need to get a signature dance like the Carlton. I'm going to listen to some music while I do some writing. Ooh, what do you write? What are you writing? Everybody out here writing. Yay. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It's on purpose that we're together, and I appreciate you for your contribution. Making that saying nice. Fictional fictional short stories. Ooh, we should have like a reading group. Will return. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Oh, we're doing the book club. We're reading chapter by chapter. Octavia Butler's Wild Seed, reading and discussion. Who we gonna be if you ain't you? Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. I saw I stumbled on one stream, somebody I must be following, and they were doing a writing group live. So they were like, they were just on the stream quiet, and I guess everybody jumped on the stream and they were writing together. I was like, oh, it was only about 5 or 6 people, but I wasn't, prepared to do anything at the time. So I sat there for a couple seconds and then I left. But I thought it was really, I was like, okay, I like that. Use the virtual community for, virtual community. Peace.